On second down, Freeman. And he'll go down at the 28. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to bring up a third down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Three yards left to grab here on third down. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. On the counter, Devontae Freeman trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there to swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. They snap it at 1. Now Ryan. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal. From the 4-yard line, it's first and goal now. They'll run here with Freeman. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
When you try to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Shift together here from the D-line. They come out here in the I. Ball spotted at the 4. It's second and goal. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's third and goal. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
On third and 2, Ryan. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Craig Robertson with a big-time sack on third down. And it'll be a loss of 7. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on fourth and goal. From the gun, Ryan. That is caught at the 7-yard line. He will be brought down well shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone, and that will force a turnover on downs. And tough starting field position here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And Breeze is going to go down in the end zone. A safety. So a failure there to get rid of the football. I don't know in the end that it's going to matter much here with this game, but it yields another 2 points.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. It may not matter a ton with the deficit that's already there, but like my old coach used to say, it sure ain't going to help.
It doesn't help indeed.
Now, that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
In motion left goes a tight end. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. He won't find a ton of space following the display of power as he's down just inside the 45. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. Time for a break. This one all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Ryan. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Operating from the gun, Ryan. That's to his running back, complete. And some room to roam now. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. A big play there on the catch and run. 30 yards.
We know it's tough enough to pick up first downs on 3rd down plays, but when you go for it on 4th down, sometimes you're actually just praying, and on that play, the prayer was answered.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on 2nd down. Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Falcons on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, Ryan. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Taylor Gabriel from 6 yards away. And the Falcons add on.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes, carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. And he'll get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They are just obviously getting drive in a lopsided game like this.
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today.
And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And they'll indeed take a knee. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
I see you have a microphone, which is why I turned mine on. I'm not mad about losing this game because I can take a loss and it's no big deal. But somebody with as poor sportsmanship as what you have are people that I cannot fucking stand playing. I don't care if you shut me out, but you continuously, purposely trying to run the score up is horseshit.
And take it right at the 35. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. Ryan wants to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Freeman. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards...
So hard to do in the NFL.
It really is. And what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column too.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.